Welcome to Module 1, Lesson 2 of the Technician Find Workshop. This on-demand training will teach you everything you need to know to find text faster. Today, we'll be covering irresistible headlines, how to craft a headline that technicians can't help but click. In the previous lesson, Lesson 1, we talked about the importance of the ad overall. So now you know how important the ad is. Let's get into actually what the components of the ad are and how to construct each one of those components so you have a powerful, unique ad that gets results. So what you'll learn in this lesson is why the headline is the most important part of the ad, what is the one and only purpose of the headline, how to write powerful headlines that stop text in their tracks and get them to click, what are the three components of every good headline and how you can customize them for your shop. So why is the headline so important? Well, if you don't grab a tech's attention with the headline and get them to click, nothing else matters. They're not going to see your ad. They're not going to click through to your applicant tracking system or Indeed or ZipRecruiter or whoever you're using to gather applications, and they're not going to apply for the job. So if you don't grab their attention immediately with the headline, and also if you're using social media like we do with the ad creative, the image, then nothing else matters. So this is a story that I love. I told it a few weeks back in one of our other office hours, but it's worth repeating. They did a study, Microsoft did a study, and they cite this study where researchers in Canada surveyed 2,000 participants and then studied the brain activity of a bunch more people using electroencephalograms, EEGs. And what they found that, and this is back in 2015 that they did this study, what they found is that in that period from 2000 to 2015, people's attention span dropped from 12 seconds down to 8 seconds. And they also were able to study goldfish, and I don't know exactly how they did this, but somehow they figured out that a goldfish has an attention span of 9 seconds. So they officially declared that human beings have attention spans that are less than a goldfish. It seems amazing, but when you consider the digital age, you consider people in their mobile phones. I mean, everywhere you go, you see it. Even when driving, unfortunately, you see it too. People are always on their phones. And this digital, highly connected world where you're always getting interrupted and you're always getting notifications has lowered our attention span significantly. So when you have a lower attention span and you've got all this input coming in, it becomes even more important to stand out. So this is a slide I love to show because it shows you exactly how competitive these jobs are. We all know how competitive jobs are for diesel technicians, for automotive technicians, but this just really gives you the full picture in just a couple of images. So the image on the left, I highly recommend that if you haven't done so yet, you go into Indeed, into their hiring analytics page, and you look at their hiring insights. This is where you get all this information. You can type in whatever job, automotive technician, automotive service advisor, diesel technician, whatever you want to type in, and then you type in your city and state, and then it will give you all of the search results on Indeed and the data on Indeed for those particular jobs within a 25-mile radius of your business. So what you see is you see that, for example, for diesel technician jobs in Davenport, Iowa, there are 100 on a scale of 1 to 100. So they are the most competitive jobs to advertise for in this particular area. And I see that over and over again. I don't think I've seen, since I've been using these Indeed analytics reports, I don't think I've seen any competitiveness on any type of automotive position that was less than a 96. So they're very competitive. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you're going to see something else. What you see there is a typical listing from the page. So what happens when you type in automotive technician? So this is what a tech would see if they type in automotive technician for a specific city. You can see here that it's automotive technician is what we search for. You can see the next red box below to the right of the page 1 of 380 jobs. So there are 380 technician jobs within a 25-mile radius of this particular location. And then you can see what the headlines look like. Automotive technician, automotive technician, automotive technician, over and over and over again. You know, the majority of all of these 380 jobs, the headline will be automotive technician over and over and over again. So when you do that, you don't stand out. It makes it very difficult to get a click because you just blend in with everything else. So this is why we need to be unique. So the headline, again, it's very important because it's what grabs attention. It has to be unique. It has to be compelling. And we're going to get into how you construct one. So how do you draft your irresistible headline? Well, there is a formula, and it is used by copywriters for decades. And it is been proven to draw attention and to get people to take action. So the winning headline contains, one, the keyword. So the keywords, if you're familiar with SEO, search engine optimization, the keyword is what somebody will search for when they go online looking for something. In the case of what we're doing with finding technicians, is the keyword is going to be the technician title. So it's going to be auto technician, automotive technician, it'll be diesel technician, it'll be mobile diesel technician. It will be whatever that position title is, and you want to put it generally as close to the beginning of the headline as possible. That's what tells Google and other search engines that this is important and that this is what your ad is about. So position title for SEO. The next thing that the winning headline contains is it contains a benefit or promise, explicit versus implicit, and WIIFM for the tech. So let me unpack this a little bit. So when you say automotive technician, and that's the title of your job ad, there's no benefit there. It's just factual. Automotive technician, it's factual. We want to have some sort of a benefit, some sort of a compelling benefit, and some kind of a promise. And generally what happens in copywriting is you make a promise with the headline, and then you have to fulfill on that promise with the copy. So the headline gets people to click, and then you have to keep them on the page by fulfilling that promise. So you're making a little mini promise with your headline. An explicit promise is something like no weekends or $5,000 sign-on bonus. That's explicit. That's actually what you're going to be offering and what they can expect. Implicit is something that's implied. So an implied benefit would be something like independent shop or family-owned shop. So family-owned isn't really a specific benefit, but there's an implication there. It's implied that if they come to work for your shop and it's family-owned, that it will be a more laid-back environment. It will be a more personable environment. They won't be treated like a number. You'll have their back. They'll be part of the family. So that's the difference between an implied benefit and an explicit benefit. And you should have one of those in the headline. WIIFM, I talked about that in the last episode, the last lesson. WIIFM is what's in it for the tech. What's in it for me? And that's what radio station we all listen to. What's in it for me? And number 3 is a click rate booster. So this is a concept that is a SEO concept, search engine optimization and conversion optimization, fancy words that just basically mean that when somebody sees the ad, what makes them click on the ad? What makes them take action? You can't just leave it there, having them see it. You have to compel them to take action. A lot of, if you're familiar with clickbait, we don't want to do clickbait, but what clickbait does a really good job of doing is making people curious. They make you want to click on something so that you can see what's next. Well, we want to do the same thing, but we don't want to do it in a scammy sort of way. And the way that we do that is we put additional information in and additional tactics in that compels people to click, that compels people to take action. One of the things that we can do is we can include the year. So including the year in a headline compels people to click more often. Another thing that we can do is we can include numbers. We've included sign-on bonuses, things like that, numbers. We've included things like we worked with a shop that had been around for 80 years. We put that in a headline, and it was a very well-performing headline because it had that number in the headline. We also put in parentheses. So if you put something in parentheses, set it aside, it catches the eye, and it also entices people to click. So all those things can get more clicks on your ads. And of course, that's a real big part of this game. A big part of the game is you want as many eyeballs on your ad as possible, because the more eyeballs, the more applications, and it gives you a better position so that you have more candidates to select from when you are making your decision. So let's do a quick headline teardown. I want to take us out of the presentation here for a minute, and I'm going to click over to Indeed, and I want to show you what I mean. So in here, I put automotive technician in Vista, California. So Vista, California is right down the road from me. And I was just curious here to take a look at what we see. So if you look at automotive technician, look at the headlines. Automotive technician, Hohen, Porsche, Carlsbad, automotive technician, Porsche, San Diego, automotive technician, automotive service technician. You get the picture. Over and over again. Okay, here we go, automotive technician. But you can see how this one actually, it does stand out a little bit. So you see the parentheses, they didn't get it in soon enough so that you can't really see what's in the parentheses, but here it is. And you can see how that's different, how it stands out from all the rest of them that just say automotive technician. So that will immediately make your ad stand out. So your assignment, and in order to get the worksheets, these worksheets, you can email us to get worksheets and have all this information so that you can work through the process for yourself to write your own irresistible headlines. You review the tested headline examples on your worksheet. So we actually have an entire list of headlines that we've tested and that have proven to pull applications. So you get to see those. It will also walk you through the process of writing 3 of your own headlines, because you want to customize your headlines. They should be customized to what you offer at your shop. They should be customized to your team culture. They should be customized in a way that will get the right type of applicants to come in. So you'll write 3 of your own headlines that follow the format that I've outlined. They should match the dynamics of your shop and speak to the ideal tech that you're looking to attract. So in the next lesson, we are going to cover how to overcome skepticism and draw text into your ad from the very first sentence.